The books you won't put down. Grab the House of Lazenberry series by author Daniel Webb. Since his controversial interview at the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast, the books can't stay on the shelf. Grab the series, The House of Lazenberry, The House of Lazenberry 1970H, and The House of Lazenberry, A Time to Heal. Link in the description box.
It's Mike Ross, also known as Mike on the Mic. He's getting ready for his upcoming 2022 comedy run. He'll be kicking it off at Benny Brand's Stress Factory Comedy Club. Caroline's on Broadway, Punchline Philly. You don't want to miss him take the stage at the DC Improv. Then he'll be coming to the Atlanta Improv and at Chocolate Sundays Comedy Show in Los Angeles, California.
Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Email me, samant@thehiphopnews.com. No, wait, let's go.
Today, where I want to start. Let's start off with the Jay, the youngin, right? A young rapper. I didn't know too much about him,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But when I did do a little bit, listen to some of his music and his freestyles, the dude do his thing. Definitely a talented young individual. Heard about his name through the industry and whatnot. We found out a couple of days ago that he was shot. Now, I seen a clip from his grandfather. His grandfather was pretty much saying that he heard that someone came up from behind the house in broad daylight with a ski mask on and shot at him and his father. He passed away. I think his father's still living, if I'm not mistaken. But out in Louisiana, crazy situation. Our brother D1 knows his brother, took a picture with him, had some type of an intimate relationship with him. He said something that caught my ear, and I want to talk about it. So let's get to it.
Rest in peace, Jay the Youngin, young rapper from my state, Louisiana, who got murdered last night. Very sad. He was very popular. And if you are in your 30s or your 40s and you're a part of hip-hop culture, you should feel ashamed right now. But you probably don't. You probably numb and desensitized to this type of stuff. But instead of blaming the youth, we have to think about what culture have we handed down to them. Because young people, they just come in this world and they inherit what we give them. And we've normalized the culture where we glorify murder, we glorify violence in hip-hop. If you're a fan and you support that type of music, you should feel ashamed. If you're an artist, and you, especially an older artist, and you create that type of music, you should feel ashamed. If you're a manager or on the business side and you promote this, you should feel ashamed, especially if you're older. I'm not even talking to the youth right now. Jay has a real family, he has real loved ones, and unfortunately, this is what we've handed down to them, and we need to change that, man. Rest in peace.
And that was shared by a lot of different people in the industry. And when I seen it, it immediately brought me back to the conversation we've been having all year long here, and we talked about it. And we almost got to the point where I think that we didn't really want to even talk about it because it seemed like we was kind of being preachy too much about it. So we kind of shied away from it. But D1, hit the home run on that one. What do you think about what he said?
Well, first off, I know it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? We got an opportunity to interact with the brother out in Orlando last year. Got an opportunity to interview the brother and learn about him on a different level. And it's always been the same from him. You know what I mean? You listen to his music, it's the same. So he has definitely the license to say what he said, even though a lot of the people that reposted that are probably very hypocritical, because after reposting that, I'm sure they reposted some kind of drill music or this, or a video of two brothers beefing and then rest in peace in the next day, man. It's unfortunate we get desensitized to the fact that real lives are being taken, and we kind of just talk about it one day and then it's gone and on to the next day because we're so used to this type of nonsense. And for us to sit back and act like the music itself, and we've been hearing this since the beginning of time, and now we got this big old campaign talking about protect black art, but we got to protect black souls before we can protect the fucking art.
Wow.
We got to. Because what's the art if it's killing us? And right now, unfortunately, a lot of the art that's being distributed, a lot of the art that people are trying to protect right now is either getting us locked up or getting us fucking killed. And I'm tired of talking about young brothers out here trying to do their thing, get caught up in the life, being murdered for shit that has to do with hip-hop. We got to stop it. Salute the D1, man, for being authentic and being genuine. Keep doing what you're doing, brother, because you are needed now more than ever, in particular your music.
Yeah, you definitely hit a home run right behind him. Let me see if I can hit a home run. But nah, man, I think it's 100% accurate, both you brothers said, because let's look at what's being passed down. Like you said, it's nothing but a destructive culture that's being passed down, whether it's glorifying drugs, sleeping around on different women, shooting kids, kids, murdering people. It's all being passed down. But let's look at our counterparts, other races of people. Let's look at the culture that's being passed down. Let's just pick any other group of people, right? We can go, and you can, you insert a name in there. What's passed down to them? Two strong parents, going to school, getting their education. Yeah, they have their forms of entertainment, but it's not a destructive, deaf culture. Their culture is built around family, business, investment, wealth. And I'm not saying that, across the board with black people. Some we have some great households, but I think a lot of them, that culture is being passed. And I think Chinese and all these other people and the Asians and the Jewish people, the Caucasians, whatever, they all listen to hip hop.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But they have that structure in place.
Talk about it.
The structure's in place where they ain't going off and doing no nutty stuff because that's forbidden. They got their parents, their mom, dad, family structure that's like, nah, you're gonna do it this way. You're gonna be shunned out in the street. We ain't got that. We got mama young, you know what I mean? Daddy locked up, daddy in jail, daddy left the home, whatever the case may be. So the kids, for the most part, are being raised by hip hop artists in the street. So this is, like you said, you promoting this, you making money off this, you're an exec. There's blood on your hands because you getting rich, you running off, living in the suburbs, but you got a whole bunch of people that you left behind, that you influenced to think that what you did was the right way. When you was one of the few that made it out of that, and you're still glorifying it, but 20,000 people in your hood ain't make it out of that.
Facts.
There's blood on your hands, man. Blood on your hands, and I don't think it's That's all I gotta say about that.
That's a fact, man. We're gonna end on that, but let me just say one last thing.
Yes,
We'll land our plan on that. How many rappers have we talked about dying this year that we got introduced to by them dying? We ain't know anything about until they died. We got to change that.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Damn. Wow. I was trying to think like I had to be at least 15, 10 of them.
Bro. And we don't even remember all the names.
Right.
In 2020, we damn near in August. Next week will be August, and I'm sure we talked about more names and introduced to more names in hip-hop from them dying in their actual music. I didn't know nothing about this young brother's music. I didn't get introduced to his music till I found out he got shot.
Right.
It's crazy.
Then you got even Gucci Mane. I know you've seen this. He
Yep.
put out a video the other day where he was talking. He think he's probably one that kind of started with the whole dissing the dead, and he's got the message out there to the rappers like, don't do it no more.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Especially coming from him, a dude that was out here really living this life and was a menace to society and did his time and came back. And everybody was joking like he was cloned. Now that motherfucker changed his life. They ain't cloning no dude that was detrimental to the streets and bringing him out as somebody better. But the fact that he stood on this, man, we do have OGs out here giving great examples and stuff. We just got to be stronger and more consistent with it.
Nah, definitely. Real talk. Let's talk about this preacher.